Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu. So these are all your teachers of your school, Prabhu? Yes, all the okay. Yes, some English. Ah. Mhm. Light too, light is too much. Mm-hmm. Mm. So all of them are comfortable in English. I think so. You can have a check. Just check with them. Yeah. So you all generally have your talks in Hindi or English amongst you with also from the English. Okay, then I'll also speak in English, probably. Yeah. Sure. Ah, yes, Prabhu. Here there is a devotee who will record and send you the link. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, it will be a good quality. Here we have my video man here. He will do that. Okay. Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshugavunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Very happy to be with all the teachers and those are organizing the school. I heard that our Kumudavan Rajesh Prabhu told me that from April you are going to go on for a full-fledged school 5 days a week, isn't it, Prabhu? That's what you are planning now? Yeah. Yeah. So I met Kumudavan Rajesh Prabhu, who was Kunal before, when I went to America to Caltech. So he had organized a program in Caltech and on life after death. So that was my first introduction to him. And to my great amazement, I came to know that he is son of Prem Gaur Sundar Prabhu, who was in Pune. He was a Pune congregation before, and he is currently in Srida Mayapur, helping with MI Mayapur Institute there. So father and son both are very dynamic in the field of education. His father is helping MI in Mayapur, and he is helping with the school here in Kanpur. So after very great prestigious education in America, he has returned to India and he is doing something very extraordinary in the field of education with the most noble intention of giving the chance to all these devotee children and those who want to live a life based on character, competence, and devotion. So I really want to congratulate you, Kumudavan Prabhu, especially because someone of your caliber, you already have a very big R&D group in America on mind and body. You have a group of 2 dozen scientists there, and you are very dynamic and actively working in that field. You would have done your postdoctorate and continued your life in America all your life. But amazingly, you have a passion for doing great good to the world, like in the field of education, especially the children who are like the, blossoming flowers of the future. They are blossoming now gradually, and they are going to be great leaders in future. So I really, when I got your letter about the school, along with the links also, I saw your website. I saw the video. It was thrilling to watch those things. It's gradually it has already started taking shape. The school is taking shape. Very nice to see this. Thank you. So, and all these good souls who are joining your team to help with the same mission of putting up a very successful school in Kanpur. And I'm sure many, many more parents will bring their children to the school. I would like to say something about how the school can be different from the any common school in India. There are so many international schools. There are so many vernacular schools locally. Um, what a school is supposed to accomplish from the children. Something in that connection I will speak today. Many teachers talk about very well-known principles in schools whenever they talk about education. You all may be aware of, once Einstein said, if you ask a monkey to swim and a fish to do tree climbing, both of them will feel themselves stupid. So what he meant was, the school should identify the individual's, capability and identify the spark and fan the spark and grow the spark and bring the best out of children and make them succeed in their passions. And by that, make the child happy, make the nation happy, make the world happy. That's their point, which is actually a well known point. It has been spoken in many schools, though it may not be fully implemented to a great degree in many schools, because many schools they have a grading system which is like a routine system. Everybody studies all subjects, and then you know you whatever marks you get, you have your progress report, and it keeps coming, every month, and parents expect you to get a first rank in the class. It's a typical system in India which has been going on. So one of the things that schools with the difference that they talk about is that identify uniqueness in the children. For example, somebody can learn languages very well. Somebody can learn mathematics very well, logical thinkers. There are some others who are very good in interpersonal talents. Some are very intrapersonal. Some are musical. They have musical talent. Some people have eco-friendly nature and they are very concerned about environment. You know, in this way, different children have different leanings when they study in the school. To help a child identify the inner calling and direct the child in that direction and fan that spark and grow it. That is one of the aims of any education, generally speaking, because ultimately everybody is looking for happiness. You will be happy if you identify your core personality. What is the God gifted talent that you possess and how you can bring out that talent? I'll tell you a little story in this connection, you will appreciate it. Everybody knows in India the story of, rabbit and the tortoise. And you ask people the moral of the story, they will say, slow and steady wins the race. That's well-known story. But I will tell you something different today. The fast and consistent will always get ahead of slow and steady. Imagine the rabbit never sleeps. you can you can always confidently say that the winner will be rabbit only, never the tortoise. Because slow and steady wins the race, it is true, when the rabbit sleeps. When the rabbit doesn't sleep, then the fast and consistent will always get ahead of slow and steady. So this was observed by the tortoise. And the tortoise did a deep soul searching and he came up with a new idea. He again invited the rabbit for a competition and said, let's have the target flag placed ahead of the river. And rabbit didn't say anything. He didn't know why. Anyway, the flag was placed ahead of the river. So the tortoise slowly walked, and the rabbit ran ahead. But then the rabbit realized, I can't drop into the water. I will die. So then the tortoise came after a pretty long time. Then he dropped into the water and reached the target and got the first prize. So the idea is the tortoise identified his potential. My real potential can come in water. That is a God gifted talent for me. Yadvibhuti matsatvam Srimadurjitameva va tat tat eva avagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, in every living being there is a spark of splendor. They have a small spark of some unique talent. Like cuckoos can, they can sing very beautifully. Huh? Peacock can dance very beautifully. Our horse can run very fastly. Eagle can fly very high and can have telescopic eyes also. Every creature, like dog has a nature to protect. Cow has a nature to nourish by giving milk. Bull has a nature to plow and help with tilling the land. A donkey has an ability to carry the weight. Every creature God has created, they have some unique ability. Similarly, the tortoise understood God has given me the ability to swim in water, which I did not utilize it previously. Now I will utilize it and win the first prize. He got it, isn't it? So, in this way, of course, in the course of their exchanging with one another, rabbit and the tortoise, they became good friends. And then one day the tortoise again went to rabbit and patted on his back and said, my dear rabbit, don't be so morose. I agree, you are also smart and God has made me also smart. I will give you one smart idea, he said. He said, yes, what is it? In land, I will sit on your back and you carry me. And in water, I will carry you on my back. In this way, we can reach the target very quickly, he said. And both of them reached the target very quickly. Then they understood, if we complement with each other, we will be more successful than competing with each other. That's the lesson they understood. So, this kind of training, if it is given to children, that every one of you is like a flower. One child is like a jasmine. One child is like a rose. Another child is like a lotus. Every child is like a flower. Jasmine may be small, but it gives very nice fragrance. Yeah, if you see a sunflower, it's very beautiful to look at. It has beauty. And the lotus has honey. Every flower has some capability God has given. Every bird has uniqueness. Similarly, flowers also. So if every child is able to look at the other children and appreciate their God-gifted talent for them, I may be good in mathematics, but that child is good in science. The other child is good in language. Then the children can complement each other by coming together and exchanging their notebooks, sharing their ideas, humbly learning from the other children. Oh, from this child, the special unique quality is manifesting. I find difficulty with mathematics, but this child is getting sent on. I am going to go to him or her and then take some learning. Because God is manifesting through all of us differently. And He has given different talents to all of us. This kind of mindset, if you create, then children will not make unhealthy comparisons. They know that that he or she may be better than me in this, but I have another talent God has given. I don't have to feel insecure. I don't have to pull the leg of somebody to bring them to my level. Nor I will have to climb on head of someone to prove my superiority. I simply have to learn to see the uniqueness in God's creation. Everybody is gifted with some unique talent. So in this way, this is a reality that Lord Krishna says also. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma pivagashah tasya kartaram apimam vidhi kartaram apyayam. He says that there are 4 types of leanings you will find in all living beings. To easily remember this, Tata you can remember, TATA. Teachers, administrators, traders, artisans. 4 types of people. Teachers, administrators, traders, and artisans. One time in our school, when I was in a school, we had moral science, one very wonderful teacher. one of the moral science teachers, she took us to the garden. And in the garden, there were many mango trees. So she told us, I'm going to make you all into groups. There are 6 trees, so 6 groups she made. And told us, you all go under one tree. And then she gave us, each of us, a basket also. She said, let us see which group brings the maximum mangoes. That was the task she had given. So I was just watching, and the madam was also watching what we all do. So she saw that in one of the groups, there was one boy and other boys were all surrounding. Yeah. He was telling them, telling everybody, some ideas he was giving. Yeah. So basically, this boy was telling, hey, you guys make a pyramid. Huh? So they formed a pyramid. Mm-hmm. So, and then they climbed over one another's shoulder, and then one of the boys could reach to the branch. And then he told that boy, hey, be very careful, you should not slip and fall. Huh? If you fall, you will break your leg. So you don't have to. And then he told him, pick up one stick from down. They took one bamboo stick, just to hit the mango from there, because it is within your reach of your hand. Huh? So that's that boy, hit the mangoes one by one at the edge of where the connecting point he hit, and the mangoes were falling. So some of them were like falling to the ground and getting broken. So this fellow said, hey, don't drop like that. And he told the 3, 4 of them, pick up the basket, and whichever place the mango is going to fall, you exactly hold it there, so that it will come straight into the basket. So he put some cloths into the basket, so it will become like a cotton. So when the mangoes fall, they will not get spoiled. They'll remain as it is. So then the boys started dropping. So I saw that when it was falling, there was one boy who took a paper and pen, he was counting. So the basket was getting full. So then he told his boys, get down. So this boy said, hey, I have already counted. We got 12 mangoes on the tree, he was telling. And there were some boys in the team. They already lied down under the tree. And this fellow was calling them, hey, why you guys are not coming? He said, anyway, you guys are there, you will do the work. When the madam says, eat the mangoes, we will come, not now. They were saying. So I was observing that the boy who was giving idea on what we can do, he is the teacher. He is like a teacher. Teacher is one who is a Brahminical intelligence they have. And the boy who was organizing the team to make it like a pyramid and climb up the tree and take a stick, and all these ideas were given by a fellow who was like planning, organizing, coordinating, controlling, monitoring. He is the administrator, like that. And then the boy who was counting and telling the number of mangoes, his eyes are on the count. How many mangoes have come, isn't it? He is the third fellow who is a trader. A trader has always eyes in his money, how much I am he is counting always. And the fourth fellow, he doesn't take an initiative easily. He actually he will do if he is told to do something. If somebody tells him, okay, lift this basket and bring it, he may bring it. On his own, he will not take initiative. He is a bit lethargic. So these 4 types of people, Krishna says that these people have their own uniqueness. Each of them have their uniqueness, you see. Similarly, you will find, you go to any company, industry today, there is R&D department. So they are all having a Brahminical intelligence. They have that intelligence, means their intelligence is like thinking people. They are all thinking people, researching people like that. Then there is admin building, where they organize the company's resources and they expand the company, scale up the activity and all that data. Then there are departments like finance and accounting. They try to cut the costs, expand the profits, increase the finances of the profits of the company. They work on that. Then there are workers in the machines like the lathe machines or whatever machines, the massa workers. So you will find this, in this way, these propensities are that they're called swabhava. This swabhava is there with every individual. Although in every body a similar type of spark of life is there, in the mind, this kind of swabhava is present. So if a child is able to identify one's svabhava, what is my nature, then the child can easily identify. Each of this field, I can tell you, dozen activities they can do. For example, if somebody has the Brahminical intelligence, they can become a motivational speaker, they can become philosopher, they can become writer, they can become a poet, they can become advisor, they can become a judge, this kind of things they can do. Similarly, somebody has administrative kind of mindset, they can become a manager, they can become a leader, they can become an organizer, they can become a coordinator, they can become an entrepreneur, and they can actually lead people, guide people, and they can organize people, coordinate, and then things they can do like that. Similarly, somebody has that trade mindset, they can invest money and multiply money. They are actually very naturally talented. They can actually protect the cows. They can do farming, trading, cow protection. These things very happily they will do. And we have seen in the marketplace people how happily they do. It's there in their blood naturally. And if somebody is not fitting in any of these three, they just have to be loyal workers, and they will assist all these three. Some people, some of the children may just like to do what they are told to do. They may not think much. But that is also not a disqualification, because as long as they are loyal and they are faithful and they are willing to cooperate and do, all these are required. So, in a social body, if you see, we have the head, we have the shoulder, we have the belly, and we have the legs. So now the head is compared to the Brahmana. Why is compared to Brahmana? Because the Brahmana can give vision for the society. He can, listen to the people very well and understand what's going on in their minds. He also can, with the nose, one can smell the grievances in people. Like if there is a burning happening in the kitchen while cooking halwa or something, immediately some people can, since they have a very sharp nose. Similarly, Brahmana can smell what is happening in society and say what the society needs now. Similarly, with the mouth, he can give advice. What is the best advice? Like Chanakya gave advice to Chandragupta, like that. And the brain is the center for all the senses of the body, because the brain gives dictation, direction to every different part of the body. So all these things constitute the head. Therefore, the Brahmana is compared to the head. And Kshatriya is compared to the shoulder. Why? Because the shoulder and the hands to Kshatriya. Why? If some object falls on me, I'll stop it with my hands. I don't stop it with my head like this. Otherwise, the head will get damaged. I stop it with my hands like that. So, similarly, if I have to organize any activity, I begin with the hand immediately. I will take a paper and pen and put the things, first a plan, and then I implement what I have planned with the hands. So the organizing, administrating, and protecting. If somebody comes to punch on my nose, then I'll take my hand to punch on his nose. Correct, no? That's why the hand is Kshatriya, it is said. Defending, protecting, organizing, everything. And the third, Vaishya, is actually somebody having the mindset for money and trading and farming and all these things. Such a person is compared to belly. Why? Belly is a place where you put the food, and the food is processed and sent to all parts of the body. It's sent to the heart, and then it is circulated as blood all over the body, isn't it? Similarly, the economy generated by the traders, they give charity to those who are Brahmins. They give tax to the Kshatriya kings, rulers, and they also provide for the food, clothing, shelter of the fourth category of people. For all the three, you will see that. And then the fourth category is the leg, I told you. Leg is the one which carries the belly, it carries the shoulder, it carries the head. It assists all the three. Without the leg taking all the parts from one place to another, these parts cannot go on their own. So they should be willing to assist like this. So in this way, you will find these are all unique talents. The head has unique ability, shoulder has another ability, belly has another ability, legs have another ability. None of them can be considered useless. Every one of them is very vital in this body. So nobody is higher, nobody is lower. Nevertheless, in a body, the right type of advice is required for the body to run from the brain. It's very important. Therefore, those who are supposed to give vision for the society, they are godly people. In one of the value education meetings that happened in Pune, Some principals were suggesting, why can't we have value education without God? So the chief organizer said, wanting to teach value education without God is like a headless body walking on the road, he said. Have you ever seen a headless body? A handless body, legless body is all right, but not a headless body. In the same manner, trying to bring about good in society by eliminating God from the picture is exactly like beheading a person and saying that now let the person do all his activities. Nothing will happen. So, in modern day, education is suffering because all the pure teachings uh, and all the pure lifestyle, pure items, everything comes from the Lord. Therefore, one person asked our Dr. Abdul Kalam, can you say what is the uh, standard of a good teacher? That question was asked to Dr. Abdul Kalam. So he said, when he was studying in Rameshwaram, he was studying in a school. He had one Subramanyam Iyer, one very famous science teacher, who used to come. So he said, when he would enter the class, two things charmed us the most, he said. He was exuding knowledge and purity, he said. These two things were the ones which touched him the most. He said, when it came to knowledge of the subject, nobody could fathom him. He was very vastly learned. Any damn question, any question under the sun children may ask, he was having answers for that. He knew hundreds of times more than the students. Very, very well learned, vastly and deeply learned in the subject. So children had a deep respect for his vast learning. And purity of character. He said, Subramaniam Iyer, he was a devotee, and he was a very cultured person, man of very high character and pure principles. And children said he was very godly. He said that really touched our hearts, he said. So, when a teacher has to bring the best out of children, these are very important to have purity that arises from devotion in the heart. And at the same time, very deeply learned in one subject. So children are able to, appreciate the subject when they are learning from the teachers. So both are important. So when we start a school, first point we were talking about how to help child identify the uniqueness by learning. So where does the learning start? Learning starts from one's own self, then with parents at home, then the friend circle, then when they go to the school, then teachers. They teach different subjects and they see the teachers and everything this way, and then the environment or the world around us. From various places, the learning goes into the memory of the child. Child, sometimes in value education books you might have seen me, and then me and my parents, me and my friends, me and my teachers, me and the world environment, and me and God. So in this way, the learning comes from various places, various different sources for the child. So when the child is going to pick up all these learnings, education is not something that should simply be like a cram and vomit type of education. Here are the textbooks. You read the textbooks, write homework, and then give the exam, and you forget it. Should not be like that. Instead, education should bring about transformation. And like for example, there are two type of transformation. One is there is an upgradation of knowledge of the subjects that they are learning. For example, some child knew this, and now after a month, child knows better, and child knows better. So when this understanding develops, it should not be a theoretical building up of information alone. It's not profuse information with no wisdom. This knowledge also should be accompanied by understanding of the subject. There's a big difference between, the bookish knowledge and the understanding. Understanding happens when the children are made to think, why this? Why not this? What about this? What other ideas will work? So that's how the understanding develops. So when the children learn the subject and they are made to think and made to understand, they are more thrilled than when the children just have to cram and vomit. Remember, in my school days, there was one science teacher, one gentleman. He used to have one book with him, and he had put a cover, brown cover for the book. So we didn't know what was that book. So he would come to the class, he would open the book and dictate to us, and we are supposed to note down whatever he dictates. He would tell us all to take our copy and write. So we would be writing. So half the class would not be happy to write. Uh, They'll be bored to write, because it's a very laborious thing. One full period, you have to keep on writing, he will dictate. So one day it so happened that when he came to class, suddenly he had to go for nature's call. He had to go for passing water. So he kept the book like this on the table, and then he, went to the washroom. Immediately one boy went and opened the cover to check what is the book. And he announced to all of us, "Hey, this is the book which he is using." And everybody said, "This is available in the market, we can buy." And after that, nobody took the dictation. And the teacher was very surprised. Why nobody is writing? I'm daily coming and dictate. So he complained to the principal, and the principal said, "This is not the way you teach. You just dictate from a book. You have to create interest in the children. The teacher's duty is to not download the information, but also bring about creativity, interest in the children, and make them think, and make them do, make them form groups or pair up and discuss and things like that, and eventually bring about interest in the subject." And we can't say that children are uninterested. It's the duty of the teacher to create that type of interest in the children and teach the subject. So this is about the academic subject. But apart from that, what about the personality of the child? There we have to think about, you know, teaching them, soft skills, life skills, and spiritual skills. All these skills are very important. Now, when you talk about soft skills, what is the difference between soft skills and life skills? Soft skills are the items like, for example, being punctual, uh, being being a good communicator of ideas. You have some thought in mind, you want to express it. And being a good communicator, being a good listener, being a good writer of letters, letter writing, uh, and presenting one's ideas. Like, for example, communication. So, like this, there are many, many skills, soft skills nowadays. How to give an interview, they're teaching. How to speak in a viva voice, or how to. So, these kind of things people are teaching, many soft skills. An individual is supposed to possess these skills in order to be effective, effective in one's activities as a student. Students should know to write, to speak, to question. To be able to communicate the ideas to teachers and friends, be able to express oneself. So we talk about soft skills. When we talk about life skills means, one should be taught to deal with others in a sensitive manner. Like, for example, be satisfied yourself and be sensitive to others, it is said. While dealing with others, be sensitive to others' needs and learn to be satisfied with the lot that is given to you. Similarly, the life skills also include how to be honest, how to be truthful, how to be humble, how to do interpersonal dealing with our seniors, with our equals and juniors, how do we deal with them, how the child deals with the teacher, deals with the fellow mates, peers, how to deal with those who are younger ones, proper type of dealing. And the life skills also include facing failure and success with equanimity. Not get bogged down in failure, not become proud in success. Is it not true? Because life brings forth both types of situations. Life is not always a bed of roses. Sometimes we have roses, sometimes we have thorns. So child should be taught how to face life and have the right type of attitude. Similarly, discipline and obedience to the teacher, and reverence for the teacher. So these kind of, so not only they have to learn the soft skills, they have to learn Life tools are actually tools with which you have to deal with life. How do you deal with nature? How do you deal with animals? How do you deal with others? Are you selfish? You think about only yourself, or you think about others also? Uh, isn't it? Do you think about the needs, interests, concerns, and expectations of others? Or you think only about oneself? So these kind of things one has to learn. Then coming to spiritual skills, the spiritual skills, how are they developed? Beginning with personal values, interpersonal values, social values, then come spiritual values. So personal values like honesty, truthfulness, and all those things are personal values. Like what are personal values? That personal values that I possess as an individual. Like we say, he's an honest person. He's a person of integrity. Um, he is a person who is very punctual. He is very reliable. These are all individual trait of a person. They are personal skills, personal values. Then there is interpersonal values. That means when it comes to dealing, oh, he is humble in speaking to others. He is tolerant of others, the deficiencies. He is very empathetic while dealing with others, and is respectful to teachers and other friends. So these are interpersonal values are all dealing with other living beings. Then social values means, oh, look at the poor cow. She's roaming here and there, not getting any food to eat. And the cow is taken to slaughterhouse and slaughtered. One should feel pity for them. How one is looking at the way the life of students in this world is going. Oh, students are smoking and drinking and destroying their good health. Is there no one to guide them? One should feel sympathy. So socially, there are many evils all around us. One should feel sympathy, or one should also try to take some initiative and do something. And then there is spiritual values. Spiritual values means social value also includes environment also, environmental degradation. Like in the Amazon forest, so many millions of trees are cut. And there is a global warming, and there is snow caps melting, and the entropy increasing in the world. So those are also social concerns, because that's going to affect the human being's normal lifestyle. So, and beyond that is spiritual values. Spiritual values means how a child's saintly disposition is awakened, and it is given vent through three things: education, culture, and devotion. So our Shastras talk about all these things. There should be spiritual education, there should be spiritual culture, and both these things together should lead to devotion. For example, what is spiritual education? Teaching the basic principles of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are very fundamental books. Based on it, Prabhupada has produced 100 books. So the spiritual education starts with understanding you are not the body, you are the spirit. That's the first education. Then the second education is, just as you are the spirit running this bodily machine, similarly, God is a spirit who runs the cosmic machine. You are operator of this tiny body. God is the operator of the cosmic body. And that's the second lesson. And the third lesson is that it's not that God is operator of the cosmic machine. He is doing his work and you are doing your work. There is a connectivity between the two. Just like a child has a connection to parents. Not that parents live at home, child is living at home, they are living on their own. It's not like that. There is a sambandha. And what is the connection? God is the embodiment of love. So he has given so many nice things for us to eat, nice place to live. All the elements, 120 elements in the Mandel's periodic table, they're all gift of God for the humanity with which civilization is able to develop. So understanding the gifts of God, understanding the hand of God in our life, that's the third thing. Then how our dependence on God for everything. Man cannot create one drop of water. Man cannot create one drop of blood. Man cannot create one grain to eat. It's all God's creation. So recognizing God's hand in our life and experiencing gratitude for the same. And then, after having understood these things, then comes the purpose of life, meaning of life. Then the science versus spirituality. What is science trying to do? What is spirituality trying to do? Both are trying to alleviate the miseries of people in this world. Science also is trying. Oh, you're feeling pain in the leg while walking? We'll give you a motorbike. Or you have to, the motorbike takes you a long time, don't worry, we'll give you a car. Or you want to very quickly commute from one place to another, we'll give you a flight. So they're trying to make your life easy, by providing comforts and facilities. Oh, you find it difficult to, do the grinding? No, with your stone device. Okay, we will give you a, mixie or a grinder. Put it, you can finish fast. So in this way, science is trying to make your life smoother and easier, and more freedom for you to relax. And what is spirituality doing? Spirituality also, if you follow the path of spirituality, like pranayam or asanas or mantra meditation or going to temple and sitting calmly, many people experience abundant peace of mind. And by following the path laid by God, leading a clean life of, living a life of no illicit connections, no meat eating, no gambling, and no intoxication. 50% problems are solved by that, by avoiding the unwanted things and all. So spirituality caters to all the three: body, mind, soul. It makes all the three sound and peaceful and happy. So in this way, then child understands the purpose ultimately. Initially, I love my parents, then I love my caste people, state people, country people, and all humans. Still, my love is incomplete because I may love all the creatures, all humans, but I may be still killing a chicken or a goat. But when I love God, I love all. Then the spiritual knowledge becomes very right. Hmm. Love God, love all. So in this way, the child has to be given the personal values, interpersonal values, social values, spiritual values. You see, when they learn these things, then they become very evolved children. So then you will see that they learnt material education. Eventually, they identified their passions or their inner calling, and they got some education to go in that particular unique direction. In one family, there were 20 doctors. So they wanted the grandson to become doctor also. But he didn't have interest in becoming doctor. He wanted to be an English teacher in his life. He wanted to go inside. Everybody protested in the family. Everybody is doctor, you have to become doctor. He said, I don't want to be doctor because he had a different talent. So they put him in medical. After medical, he completed MBBS. Then he went to do MA English. After that, he did MA English. Now he did MPhil. Now he has become an English professor. Now he has done doctorate also now. He's one of my distant relatives. So in this way, they may identify their inner calling and then they may go in the direction. So their mind, their psychophysical mind, nature is peaceful now. But then that may keep them peaceful for this lifespan. But what about life beyond that? Therefore, the children should be aware of the spiritual truths, spiritual knowledge. Shastra. From that, the fundamental truth has to be clearly understood. Some grooming should be there in that direction. Then, with that understanding, the life would be more fulfilling and complete because they understand once a person is spiritually awakened, his whole personality blossoms. Then one can cultivate all the good qualities very easily, effortlessly. Then one becomes very sensitive to every creature around. Titikshava, Karunika, Surasarvadehinam, Ajata Shatrava Shantaha, Sadhava Sadhu Pushana. All the good qualities that come in a devotee are explained like this. One becomes tolerant, one becomes merciful, one becomes well-wisher of all living beings. One becomes Ajata Shatru, means one who has no enemies at all. And in this way, one gets all good qualities, tolerance, humility, respect, and everything. So one can become a fully blossomed devotee, just like our Kunal. Although he studied in Caltech, he was very busy, he was very academically very high profile studies he did. But now that he is initiated, by a spiritual master, and then he is now in spiritual life also, he is super serious. Same time, he is also offering a very great social contribution to the world. This is the kind of role model we want. And he is himself started the school now, and I'm sure children will have some great leader in him to see and learn and grow, and all the teachers also. You will need to bit of sacrifice you have to do. In what sense? You will have your own family and your duties to your family. Along with that, you have to be a teacher and you have to take care of so many children. And the school size may increase over a period of time. When you have a full-fledged school, 5-day school, the number of children may increase. So in Pune also we started with 10, 20 children only. Now we have like 300 children now in our Bhaktivedanta Model School in Pune. So there was one engineer, Tulasi Prabhu, was the director of the school. I called him and requested him, he accepted. And there was an Hemangi Gopi Mataji who became a principal of the school. She had a great passion for teaching children and writing books and everything. So in this way, after identifying the right people, we set it rolling. Now all these teachers some of them have been serving for 10, 15 years also, very nicely. And children, many, many good children are coming out. Our motto is three things: uh, character, competence, devotion. Uh, we blend character, competence, and devotion in our training. So we want children of our school, BMS school, tomorrow to occupy very big positions in society. Some of them become collectors, IAS officers. They may become big doctors. They may become big engineers, or they may become entrepreneurs. They may, and some of them may become brahmacharis also, preachers, likely. So in this way, they can occupy meaningful, valuable positions in society and do great good to the world in terms of, setting a very good Krishna conscious example. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur in our parampara. He was a great, he's one of the acharyas in our line, but he was a High Court magistrate. And how powerfully he set an example. He was one of the 3 High Court magistrates in India at that time. There was a railway line made to his house by the British government. Such a famous acharya. At the same time, spiritually, he was uncompromising. That's the kind of children we want. So our children, if they pick up spirituality also very well, and in your school, the 4 relative principles will be followed strictly, purely. That's the way they will be trained up. And they will naturally have a prayer session in the morning where they all gather together. They have a prayer. Like in our BMS school, we have a one-time prasadam also they get. Afternoon time, lunch, they get prasad from the school. Of course, they take from the temple and they supply to the children. So in this way, the culture of Krishna, that's why I told you, education, culture, devotion means not only we need spiritual education, culture means food, dress, and painting, art, like drama, singing, all these things comes, dancing, all these come in culture. Like for example, like I am brahmachari, I am wearing this dress. This is one type of dress code in ISKCON. Grihasthas wear white. So it's a dress code is it comes in our culture also. Food also. What type of food we eat, only prasad we take, isn't it? Similarly, painting of Krishna and Krishna related things. Dance like Yashoda Krishna dance. Or drama from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam and things like that, dramas. Singing kirtans, bhajans in glorification of the Lord. So you will see that all this culture, which is devotional culture, and devotional culture includes etiquettes and behavior also. That is also included in culture. Vaishnava culture means how we behave with the Guru, Guru Varga, and our teachers and our friends and seniors as well as juniors, everybody comes in culture. So when there's a devotional culture, there is a devotional education. Therefore, education culture can lead to devotion. And the devotion is actually a loving expression of the heart of a jiva towards the Lord. It's called devotion. It is a spontaneous love which is unmotivated, uninterrupted, it's voluntary, it is selfless, it is pure, and it springs naturally from the heart. That is devotion. So, devotional expression is called bhaj. The dhatu is bhaj. And the word bhaj comes bhakti. So, bhaj means just like if there is a mother who is tending to needs of her baby, and there is a servant maid tending to needs of a baby, it's not the same. Servant maid will go to another house if she gets a better salary somewhere else. Whereas mother will tend to needs of a child without any salary. And the mother will tend to needs of a child lovingly. She loves to render service to child, but servant maid will do it mechanically. And mother will go an extra mile. Some days she may have to keep awake at midnight also to do service. Whereas servant maid will say, I can come midnight, but you have to pay double charge that day. She will say, she counts success based on money, isn't it? Yeah. If another family gives her little bigger money, she will go there. She has no relationship with the child. Her relation is with the money. Whereas here, for the mother, the child relationship is the most important for her. So, bhakti is like that. Bhakti is done to the Lord like that. And the same bhakti comes in our profession, like all of you who are teachers. When you can teach in this school, or you can teach in some other school. Uh, there may be other schools which may pay you much better pay also. But if you stay here, you are actually doing a bit of sacrifice, and by which you are doing a great service to Srila Prabhupada's movement, by offering the children a chance to become good devotees, besides becoming engineers, doctors, chartered accountants, whatever they are. So, therefore, my request to all of you teachers is to see your profession as a means of expressing your devotion. Just like Arjuna, he did his profession of being a warrior as an expression of devotion to Sri Krishna. And when we see like that, then your life is not ordinary. Your life becomes divine too. Like one last point I will say and conclude the talk. In our NBCC, when I came to oversee the construction, I saw some three mysteries, three masons, they were making the temple hall at that time. It was in a very early stage. Only the bricks were being laid. I asked one of them, so what are you doing? I asked him. He said, I am just placing the bricks and making the wall, he said. Another person said, then I am making a hall, he said. And the third person, I asked him, so what are you doing? He said, Swamiji, for the first time in my life, I got a chance to build a temple for God. Till now, I have been going for making tall, sky-rise towers. And we made industries and many things. This is the first time after 25 years of my job as a mason. Now I got to put my hand in building a temple of God, and I feel very, very jolly, he said. I feel very happy. That means out of the three, who was doing with awareness? Naturally, the third person. Get full-blown awareness. Similarly, all of you teachers, if you adopt a full-blown awareness like the third mason, that you're doing it as a service to God, you're going to give children nice personal values, interpersonal values, social values, spiritual values, and you're going to make these children as great leaders of tomorrow, in whatever capacity they wish to serve God and society. So you would have done a very great service in your life. So Kunal is giving all of you an opportunity by putting up the school. Somebody has to take lead like him. Then everybody else can align their talents, put the talents together. Just like the five fingers come together, then the hand gets momentum and power, isn't it? Similarly, multiple people come together. God has brought all of you together to do this good work in Kanpur. And when Kanpur temple was built, His Grace Devakinandan Prabhu, he told me, he actually showed me a beautiful video of the big, beautiful temple. So then I was in Delhi. He called me, please come. I thought he's going to show me the temple. When I went there, in that 14-acre land, there was only Goshala at that time. I was like shell-shocked. I asked, Prabhu, where is the temple? He said, that's only a model I have sent you. He said, that's going to come. Right now I started with Goshala, he said. I said, Prabhu, nothing is there in this big land. How are you going to build the temple? He said, oh, if you take care of cows, then Krishna will be pleased and he will send all money. He was fully confident. And sure enough, next 4 years, the big temple came up. Very nicely, he collected money and made a team of people and everything. Today, you find a very beautiful, it looks like as if it has descended from the spiritual world. That's a beautiful building, Sri Radha Madhava temple there. So the temple is going to have a big community with the coming years. And naturally, big community means big number of families and children. So your school will be a feather in the cap for this temple community, because the children add a beauty to the temple. When the children come and chant, they dance, they offer obeisances to the deities. The children wear tilaks. Many, many people are very, very inspired, like we see in our NVCC also here. And all of you teachers will be instrumental in shaping the lives of the children. So you have a very, very big responsibility. And I'm sure that if you persist in this sincere effort, you will do great good to these children and to ISKCON and to Prabhupada's mission. And these children, when they grow, they will look back and say that I joined the school and I got this training. They will be very eternally grateful to you. Because my father was an English professor in a government arts college for 35 years. As a son of my father, I have been sitting at home. So many students, hundreds of students would come home after becoming collector, after becoming doctor. They would come and offer namaskar to my father like a Guruji. They would say, "Sir, do you remember you taught me maths? You taught me English." They would say. So they were all grateful. So similarly, all of you, I'm sure, you all will reap the fruits. Eventually, you will see many children will express their gratitude to you, because the spiritual knowledge is the best gift you can give them. And that you are giving them along with their academic excellence also. That way they have something to stand in the world at the same time. Along with that, to go back to Godhead, you are paving way. It's a very laudable service. And I offer my sincere prayers. I am right now in Hyderabad. I offer my prayers to Shri Radha Madan Mohan here and Radha Madhav there in Kanpur, that he blesses every one of you in this blessed endeavor and make you a success in this sincere endeavor, and make your school shine and flourish more and more. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Kunal, should I take one or two questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro. I can hear, yeah.
Yeah. So, I must say that some success. Thank you very much, Radheshyam. I'm going to request maybe all devotees to quickly introduce themselves.
I know Dinanath Gopal Prabhu, I know him before. He was in Kanpur temple, and prior to Kanpur, I know him from Pune itself. Very wonderful devotee, very talented devotee also. So he's also going to be one of the teachers, very smart devotee.
Yes, we are very fortunate to have him.
Yeah. And then others, they can introduce themselves. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Madhuri Mataji Prashing.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah?
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Radheshyam Maharaj. This is Yamini. I'm Yamini Chandra. I'm actually wife of Kunal.
Okay.
And so my son will be, and my daughter, 6, 8 and 5-year-old.
Okay.
They hope to be part of the school.
Okay.
And we are just trying to figure out what's the best way to combine the two curriculums.
Okay.
And your talk was very inspiring. And
Yami and I actually started the school at our home, and in fact Madhuri Mataji's home as well. So at IIT Kanpur, this started about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And,
it was like a home school, huh?
It began as a home, yeah.
Yeah. Now the whole home school has become a big school now. Very good. How many children now already? You have 25, 30 children?
Something like 20 actually, close to 20 right now.
Very good.
Yeah,
yes.
Some of us are actually leading the publicity effort, so we hope to get more.
Okay, very
so
good.
So Madhuri Mataji has been one of the other devotees at IIT Kanpur who has been really helping out with planning of the school and teaching effort, and she used to take care of our smallest children, BJ class.
Okay.
We got the terminology from BMS schools, so we're all having a BJ class.
Okay.
So we're fortunate to have Madhuri Mataji initially, at least during the planning phase.
Okay.
And also Ashray Radha Mataji, she is part of our IIT Kanpur devotee community. She also helped substantially with teaching during the initial days.
Mm-hmm.
Prachi Mataji, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? Prachi Mataji is our PhD zoology professor. She's actually our science teacher.
Okay, good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
If possible, you can also switch on your videos just for a minute if you know.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. Hare Krishna. So you are doing your zoology PhD?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay, good.
About 20 years back.
Okay. So now you are teaching biology for children, very highly qualified, very good. Very wonderful.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, I'm taking break from my job because of my kids, and now they are grown up, so I want to do a service through Radha Madhav, and
I've just tried this.
Oh, great. Very good. Thank you. And we need teachers like you who are expert in the subject and at the same time you are a devotee. It's very wonderful service. Please do it. And many, many children will benefit, and that way you are able to utilize your knowledge also of your academic excellence. You are using that knowledge and it's becoming transformed into devotional service also simultaneously. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Akshay, do you 50 minutes speaker? Or Yajnila Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
That what? Mataji is teaching which subject? The Ashray Maratha Mataji?
Prabhuji, currently I am not teaching. Initially Shakti Ganga.
Sorry, I just want to mention that maybe the echo is from your end, Radheshyam Prabhu.
Is it?
Maybe if
I can clearly hear you. I can hear
it
you.
can be muted whenever someone is
You can
not
remove
speaking.
that arrow, you can remove it. Yeah, yes? Yes, Ashray Gadamati. Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Prabhuji, I was just helping with the Mataji and Prabhu. So when my daughter, she used to come in this program, and Prabhuji really actually organized very well because very here it's very important to have a devotee community with, like, especially communities there, but for kids it's very difficult.
Yes.
So it was really needed. We are really grateful to Kunal Prabhu and many years blessings, of course.
Yeah. And all the children will get the company of each other, and also the kind of help you are giving is also very needed, because besides teachers, they need many others also to assist in caring for the children. It's very nice. Please do that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Brajya Prabhu, Prem Krishna Prabhu, Dinar, Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Ashu, tell me.
You might be listening from Gopeshwar Bangwai, IIT.
Oh, you are the same Ashu. Okay. Prabhu, Kunal Prabhu, this Ashu is a very senior devotee. Ashu and Vibhu, these two fellows are one of the oldest devotees in IIT BHU. And Vibhu became Braja Krishna Prabhu, is in Bangalore now in a very senior position. And Ashu used to come to meet me in Vrindavan when I was taking health treatment. That time I had called him to come, and then he was in touch with Gaur Sundar Prabhu in Vrindavan for a while. Where are you these days, Ashu?
I am in Kanpur only.
Wonderful. That's nice. You studied, you went for higher studies, is it?
No, Prabhuji, I worked in company
Okay.
in Gurgaon, and after that, for 10 years, I started my own company
Okay.
in Lucknow. So
Okay.
I am running my own company, and I am staying here in Kanpur because of my wife's government job. And I am here near this temple not only.
Okay.
So I keep on visiting, and my son's name is also Vibhu.
Okay.
I'd like to mention that Radheshyam Prabhu has been doing his services right since the very beginning, initial days of KC school when we were running in IIT Kanpur.
Okay.
And he used to...
Prabhu, he was a very talented devotee. Ashu has been a very brilliant boy in his college days also. It's very good. He is there now. You also help with some subject teaching also?
We have tried to get him in, but he is trying to stay awake.
I'm part of the trust, but because of my startup and a lot of workload over there, running my own company,
Right,
and
right.
many issues over there. So I'm not able to give much time to the school activities. But my son, I've been always engaged in the school from the very start itself, when it was a home school kind of thing.
Okay.
But I'm very good that I'm coming in front of you after so many years.
Yeah, very happy. I come there. I come to Kanpur once a year generally during Gaur Purnima time I come. Maybe now, shortly I'll be coming. I'll meet you there. Sure. Nice.
Please come visit our school as well.
Thank you, Prabhu. And
I'd like
then?
to mention Prem Krishna Prabhu also has played a very substantial and very important role right since the beginning. Prem Krishna Prabhu, please.
So I'm also actually time 2006 Utkarsh camp in
Correct.
Kanpur, and then
Yeah.
I came to Krishna consciousness through Ashu Devali. He
Okay.
was my friend and my
Ah,
So yes, actually I'm taking care of the management part. Some are somewhat assisting Prabhuji, and my wife, Yogmaya Devi, she will be, she is taking care of his children. I mean, she is the teacher.
Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you. Thank you, Mataji, very much. Very wonderful devotee families. Very happy to see you all. Very good, thank you.
Yeah, Prabhu, you want to say something? Yeah, Madhuri, anyone?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Denath, go ahead.
For your guidance and inspiring words. It was very, very encouraging, and certainly your inspirational example has been very instrumental in this school efforts. Kumar really true, and Pranal Prabhu is spearheading this effort, and many wonderful devotees from Kanpur, they are contributing to this. I am also trying to do something on my part. We seek your blessings and prayers to you.
Wonderful. So many of you intelligent devotees have come together. It will come out very well. Very good. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. And anyone else?
Mataji has been our dedicated English teacher. She is one of our most experienced teachers here.
Okay.
Neha Mataji as well as Purnima Mataji actually. So if you want to quickly unmute, take a couple of words.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dada Pranam.
Narat Pranam.
Prabhuji, and Neha Chavla. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us very inspiring techniques of teaching with your very small as well as very meaningful stories and sharing your nice experiences with us and giving the blessings to our school. Heartfelt thanks to you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Neha Mataji and Prem, Neha Mataji's husband, have both been so selflessly actually publicizing the school and substantially helping out not only with teaching but also in getting new students to join the school and coordinating all of the school activities.
You have advertised through Premananam Prabhu also?
Yes, we are doing that.
So more awareness will be created when all the congregation comes to know. One more thing, Prabhu, you will see because of your school, many more people will migrate to the temple community eventually. It happened in Pune. When people saw that there's a nice school also, then they thought temple is there and school is also there, many happily came. Those people who are living in other parts of Kanpur can migrate close to temple. That will help them in their spiritual life and also for their children also. That's very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Madhuri Machari, do you want to say a couple of words? Followed by Purnima Machari.
Thank you, Shubham. Thank you very much for a very inspiring lecture. It gave us actually the real motive for becoming a teacher, a real motive for taking up this service of making a Krishna conscious school. So thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
And since I have a very small kid, maybe I won't be able to suddenly be a part of it, but in future, near future, very soon I'll be starting to help them in that.
So how old is your kid now?
Prabhuji, he's going to be 2 years tomorrow.
Okay, what is his name?
His name is Uttama Shloka.
Uttama Shlok, beautiful name. Uttama Shlok, very good. So Uttama Shlok will grow to another 2 more years, then he can be a part of the school, I think. Huh?
Yes, in both schools.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Radheshyam, आपको कुछ कहना है?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Narat Pranam.
Earlier I was a teacher in the school. Right now I'm on maternity leave.
Okay.
But this time I'm trying to join the KC school, and I think I'll become a devotee plus teacher.
Okay.
So, professionally, but by the things that the duty as a devotee. So I'll try to implement the things we have taught today, and I'll look forward for the next classes also.
Very good. Hare Krishna, very nice. Thank you.
Nitesh Prabhu also has been very instrumental right since the beginning. Nitesh Prabhu, आपको कुछ दोष कहना है?
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I have a daughter, 4.5 years old, Haripriya, and due to Kumudram Guruji, this Sunday congregation, but it was like this school kind of thing was missing for a very long time. So Prabhuji is taking very nice effort. So this inspires me for my own daughter, because I'm very I want that kind of environment I should give to my children.
Yes.
This is my duty.
Yeah.
And also, whatever time I get, I live almost 25 years, 25 kilometers from the temple, but on Sundays I try to help Prabhuji in publicity, promotion of the school.
Very good. So you are helping with the promoting awareness. Very good. Good service.
Yes.
That more and more children come. Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Kritika Mataji, who has selflessly devoted most of her time in developing publicity material. So she is really a great computer graphics designer, and she's currently doing her interior designing. But whatever resources you have seen as visually appealing images of the school or videos that she has prepared. So
I saw both your video and also website also. Very nicely made. Very elegant looking and brief and very quick to grasp. Very nice. There are 3-4 pages are there, one after another, and highlighting one item. Very nicely made website. In fact, I am going to copy that style of website. In Pune, I told them. So nice it was. Neatly made. Thank you for your service.
I can go to the extent of saying that if there was not a devotee like Kritika Mataji, we wouldn't have reached the stage that we are right now, because publicity material and website and everything have been so instrumental in getting our school promoted and to the next level that it would have been very difficult without Kritika.
Thank you for your service, Mataji. Thank you.
Jyoti Mataji has been a mathematics teacher. Jyoti Mataji, do shab kya hai?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I'm serving as a maths teacher in PC school.
Okay.
And as I was outside, I was not that attentive throughout the session. But I hope Prabhuji has recorded all the sessions so that I can make notes. Because some of the points I have heard that was very useful for teaching many things. So I would definitely hear those recordings and note down.
Yes, we would very much be grateful for if you could share that recording.
Yes, Prabhu, we will do that. So, Prabhu, you got one teacher like this for every subject. For maths, you got her like that, different. Huh? So, you have now how many classes now, Kunal Prabhu, in your school?
Probably we are being a little ambitious, and we are starting preschool, which is 2 grades of KG and prep.
Okay.
And then we are doing 1st to 4th grade.
Oh. That is great. When we started, we only started with pre-nursery, nursery and LKG, UKG and first standard. Only up to first standard we were doing for some time. Then slowly it grew up to 2nd, 3rd, then it came to 5th. Now we have up to 10th now. Yeah. As the children grow up, classes will also keep growing as it goes.
Absolutely. And we are hoping that all the members of their congregation can send their children to the school. So
yeah.
We are hoping that also the parents will really have that trust factor, and although this is a very new and not very well established school, still we'll be able to have at least the congregation members send their children and also some outsiders if we can do good publicity.
Yeah, wonderful, Prabhu, very nice. So my best wishes for you. And keep doing it. When I come to Kanpur shortly, I should be coming in March month. I will meet you all. Okay?
Absolutely. Very much looking forward to the association.
Thank you, bro. I will tell my video man will send you the link of the video. Okay?
Please, that will be very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radheshyam. We're really very, very fortunate to receive your association. Whatever 1 hour, 1.5 hours you could spare, we're most grateful. You're probably the busiest person on the earth, but again, we feel very fortunate that you were able to take time for our small school.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Radheshyam ki jai.